What's going on, family? Look, today I want to talk to you about environments because God wants you in the right environment. I'm going to say it again. God wants you in the right environments because some of you right now are not growing because you're not in an environment that is conducive to your growth. So I want you to imagine something, right? Imagine you have a plant that has been taken out of the garden that it's allowed to grow in and placed just on the concrete. Now it's been taken out of an environment where it was allowed to grow and put in an environment where it can't be fruitful in. And so right now, a lot of you are in environments in your life where you're not able to be fruitful. Some of you right now are in relationships that's not allowing you to be fruitful. You're in business agreements that is not allowing you to be fruitful. You're in church events that are not allowing you to be fruitful. And one thing God has called us to do is to be fruitful. According to John 15, verse 16, it says this: You didn't choose me, I chose you and appointed you to go and produce fruit, but not just any fruit, lasting fruit. And in order for us to produce the fruit in this life that God needs us to produce, we need to be in an environment that is conducive to our growth and conducive to us producing that fruit that God has called us to produce. And today I want to talk about two different environments. And these are environments that Paul talked about and said that they are in constant battle with each other. And that is the environment of the spirit and the environment of our sinful nature. So we already know that in either one of those environments, they produce different things within us and they allow us to produce certain things in our lives. So if you're operating inside of your sinful nature, you already know what it is going to produce inside of you. Because the overall goal of the sinful nature is to contradict what the spirit wants us to do. And another overall goal for it is to produce death inside of us, spiritual death. Because the only thing that comes from operating in an environment of sin is destruction, is disagreement, is division, is idolatry, lustfulness, sexual morality. Those are the benefits of operating in an environment of sin. But when you're operating in the environment of the spirit, now you're able to be fruitful because now you're able to, as I talked about in another video, you're able to receive the fruits of the spirit. Now you're able to be as fruitful as God needs you to be to produce that long lasting fruit that he wants you to give to the world, right? So the thing that comes from being in the environment of the spirit is everlasting life. It's joy, it's peace, it's happiness, it's kindness, it's self-control, it's love. These are the things that God needs. These are the things that God wants us to produce inside of this world. These are the fruits that he wants us to have. But we have to make a decision to stay in the environment that God needs us to be in to produce in this life the things that he needs us to produce. And anything that is not meant to be in that environment, anything that is not meant to be in God's environment, that's trying to cause harm to everything else in his environment will be uprooted. Because anything that the Father did not plant will be uprooted. So just know if you're in an environment of sin, if God didn't plant you there, he's going to uproot you and put you in the right environment for you to grow in the way that he needs you to grow. But you have to stop fighting against what God wants for you. You have to start embracing what God needs you to do in this life and what he wants you to be in this life. Because no matter how far you run, he's going to always bring you back to what you need to be doing in this life because that is what he has called you for. Because it's nothing that you can do to ever stop God's blessing over you. Whatever your gift is, that is the gift that he's going to have you carry out. No matter how far you run, no matter how many times you run, trust me, this is from personal experience. I ran from the environment that God needed me to be in for years. For years. I went astray for years. I'm not lying to you. I've put myself in environments where I had to rely on myself. And with me relying on myself, I caused so much destruction within my own life. Suicidal thoughts. I caused so much abuse inside of relationships that I've been in, friendships that I've been in. You know, it's people that dislike me to this day because of things that I've done to them. Because I decided to put myself in environments where I couldn't grow spiritually in. And God kept bringing me back. No matter how far I ran, no matter how many times I ran, he kept bringing me back to the environment that he needed for me. And I'm so thankful for it. Because since being in this environment, it allowed me to grow to be the man of God that I needed to be. Not just for myself, but for my family, for my friends, for all those in this life that needed me. because the path that I was on was leading me into destruction and also leading people that was attached to me into destruction. So you have to I need everybody to understand this. We have to assess the environments that we are in. And if we're not in the right environments, we have to ask God to to place us in the environments that he, of course, that he needs us in, which is the environment of the spirit. We have to go to him in prayer. We have to do the work as well, because it is not an easy journey remaining in this environment. Because when you're in an environment of the spirit, yes, you're going to go through you're going to go through testing. It's going to be certain temptations inside of this life. But you ask God for the strength that is needed to fight through those temptations, to fight through those moments of testing. All right. I love y'all, Safe House family.